Hold on, everybody. Hold on. And I've been trying to tell people this would happen. Nobody listens. Not even people on social media come to my channel to freaking listen. And I had friends of a family who I told this would happen. Before I do anything, I am going to mute my sound in the game so I can perfectly let all you people know you asked for this. Some of you people in the Congress and senators asked for this. You let him continue. Ha ha! You have rained hell upon you. And then soon, whatever you put against us will go to you tenfold. Because you didn't listen to the other side, did you? Democrats tried to tell you that this guy, and only a few Republicans decided to say, okay, we agree with you. The other side of the Republicans, Marco Rubio, other dumbass, and he's Cuban, right? But he is the worst person in Congress and Senate, man. He's the stupidest person. His ass should have been in jail. Before I continue, I'm going to take a bite of my meal. Because you never know, the first meal could be your last, right? So, I hope Trump is enjoying them fast food like pizza and Big Macs, while I eat healthier than his ass. Okay? How did it came to this? Huh? How did it came to this? He's already starting a conflict with Venezuela, which can lead to other conflicts. If he is not taken out of office and removed from presidency soon, we're screwed. And you're talking to a Puerto Rican, or shall I say a New Yorker who is from a family of Puerto Ricans. So I have half Spanish blood in me, half fully American blood, but half of Spanish blood in me. My parents' blood runs through my veins. So I'm partly Spanish, but I'm fully American because I was born here in U.S. In New York, you stupid-ass people who said, Trump 2028, you guys, I can't wait until you go to jail. You brought this upon yourself, dudes. It's crazy how the world has come to be so toxic against having a relationship with countries. Why? Because you're wealthy? Because you're rich? You think money will help you solve everything? Hell no. Being wealthy doesn't mean it'll make you powerful and immortal. No. And Trump thinks he's immortal, right? Watch someone from the countryside kill his ass. It's going to be a World War III, and it's going to happen. They're going to go after his ass. They're going to go after all of us. Why? Because one guy who leaded that we didn't vote for. And if we didn't vote for him, he put us as criminal enemy number one. Somebody better do something about his ass. Because I have plans to violently protest against his ass. And I don't care if any ICE group come after me. I get killed, I die with honor. I die as a citizen. I fight for my rights. My dad will be government white supremacist says. I'm tired of it. The toxicity has to stop. The disrespect between other people have to stop. Somebody has to take this asshole out. And anyone who still supports this guy, because he already sent military forces to Venezuela. Guess what? He had a conversation with the leader of Ukraine, Zelensky, for the next time, and Zelensky responded. He has no interest in supporting Ukraine. He has no interest in supporting anyone. I think he's a fool. That's what he said. In his own way, he said in his head, this guy's stupid. He's not a leader. He's more of a dictator like he said he would become. But no leader like he said. You know, Trump said he would be a dictator day one as soon as he gets elected. And then he also said he'd become a leader at the same time. You cannot be a dictator if you are a leader. You are starting a conflict with the United States and United Nations. The United Nations is how we had all countries' relationship. You're gonna ruin all that. You're gonna get a lot of soldiers killed, President Trump. Or should I say, immigrant Trump, who believes in Hitler. Hitler's a big... Hitler wasn't a bad guy at first. The U.S. or some other country, the U.K. maybe, I don't know, a state, everything has gone down. I am so upset, so disappointed to where the United States president leader has finally crossed the line. Send someone. I dare you. I'll convince them that you're the enemy, Trump. I'll convince them. Because what you do, I'll show them the things you search that you can search online. You're so dumb. You're so naive. You're a freaking moron. What the hell has other countries did to you? And you know Venezuela's a state, right? What in the hell has they done to you? Blaming them on drugs, huh? Because why? They're Spanish? If you hadn't noticed, how did drugs mostly started? Through Mexicans, but then some of those Mexicans don't want to get involved. Okay? And then how did Mexico get those drugs? From China. Where did China? Well, not China, Korea. Because now these days, Trump has a huge bond with Kim Jong-un. Well, guess what? Not anymore. Not anymore. He does not have any relationship neither with Putin or Zelensky or Netanyahu, the leader of Israel, who he has put as leader of Israel. Why did he put people to lead certain parts of the country when they had no reason to get involved in becoming leader of the country? For one reason. That was his plan. His plan was to put people as leaders in the countryside, when countries usually have their own leaders. And he did that. Why? Because he knew if he did that and fooled his own colleagues as leader of other countries, he can start a conflict. That was his whole plan. And nobody saw it. Not even Ted Cruz, the asshole, double asshole, using religion as an excuse, saying that transgenders are the devil because God never created. Shut up. God created every human being in earth. No matter transgender, no matter what it is, a female who's a lesbian, females, lesbians. Why are they lesbians? Sometimes because they have a hard time with men. Have you ever thought of that? And when a gay person becomes gay, it's because of the same certain reasons similar to a female. They don't, other freaking females disrespect them. And then they become gay. Sometimes it's just, that's how they are. But like, God made this world, and I'm not bringing God's name because of an excuse, okay? This is something. I may not know so much history of Jesus, but I know the meaning of God. He wouldn't want this because God had two people entrusted with a young boy. That was Jesus. Mary had Jesus, but Jesus was not the son of Mary or Joseph. He was the son of God. He had abilities. Why? Because he was the son of God. But who cares about all that toxicity history? The history that has been going on for years and history and generations. Who cares about the timeline where Jesus had to struggle? We're the ones struggling now. And God has sent upon you a warning. Not me. God. You can ask God too. You can tell what God is thinking by now. Oh boy, look at what they brought upon themselves. And you know, if you look up in ancient history, aliens exist. Yes, aliens. People are going to say, are you crazy because you're saying aliens exist? Look up in the internet. Why have aliens not attacked us? You know, the reason why aliens haven't attacked us was because they don't see us vulnerable yet. People believe, scientists believe, including the guy himself who was looking up different warp holes, outer space, saying there were extraterrestrial beings. Yeah. A famous scientist. Let me guess. Wasn't his name Albert Einstein? Saying that there were warp holes and out of the orbits in space beyond us. When you look up in the internet. Why? Ask the internet and don't say excuses like, don't believe everything you see on the internet. A lot of things in the internet are usually just truths. But people don't like seeing the truth. People don't like believing the truth. I gotta put my air conditioner, man. This pressure is heating me up. Okay, I'm turning on my air conditioning. First of all, what he's gonna do, it will affect my health care and my dad's health care and everybody's health care. Because then later down the road, there won't be any Medicaid or Medicare. Because this asshole is over investing with the money from the city. Our money, people's money. And you're not aware of this? The people who supported his ass. Let me leave you a message. You're gonna start us to go down. Not only will you bring yourselves down, but you're gonna bring us down with you. Yeah. Why? Because the country is different nationalities, different languages, different emotions. They feel differently between all of us. See, I feel like people should get along. Other people could feel something else. Another person in front of me, if I talk to him and communicate to him, and I told him, I feel like people need to get along. The other person could think differently. He could say, I feel like the world is falling apart against me. You know what? People who still support this asshole of a president, continue on. You're the ones who are going to have a target on your asses first, and then we will be the last to suffer. If not, then we first and you last. Because we're citizens here too. Puerto Rican family, we're citizens here. And guess what? If us, the Puerto Ricans, and if us people, like the black Americans, have to suffer first, right? Because whoever you start up a conflict with, they're gonna make you first if you're black Americans or Spanish or whatever. He's already starting a conflict with Venezuela, which, by the way, can lead to other conflicts with other countries. Whoever of you are Spanish, be aware we're in trouble because we might have to suffer first. Yeah. They might shoot us off, kick us in the knee, beat up us, and torture us. And any black American will be tortured first too, after the Spanish. Because guess why? Trump wants to start a conflict against Spanishes first. Dude, you're gonna kick us in the leg, and then you're gonna kick black Americans. Why do they need to suffer after we suffer? And then you're gonna send them off after Japanese Americans. And then what happens? Cuban Americans? Oh boy. People who said Trump 2028. And it's only 2026. And he's already starting conflicts. 3 countries are gonna be starting conflicts because Trump wants to start a conflict with them. It's only just beginning. It's only just beginning. He's just starting. And you know what? If extraterrestrial life forms come to this planet, it's because they're only in hiding. They're watching from up there, all the way past the Milky Way. Nobody believes that, but you look in the internet, are aliens hiding because they're waiting to attack? Why have aliens not shown themselves on Earth? Well, let me just say something. If you haven't noticed, there has been clips on news reports showing one alien figure. And that alien figure is humanoid shaped. One time there was a news report and there was an alien on top of a shop, a bodega, whatever you want to call that freaking thing. And that alien was like, yeah. Guess what? Americans took him. And guess what? They killed him to research him. So why will the aliens wait until we're vulnerable and then why attack us? Have you watched every movie that were real life films? Like, think about it. What is that movie? What is it? Veterans Day? Something? Independence Day. There we go. Independence Day is a movie, but it explains what could happen in the future. Guess what? If the world is vulnerable, aliens will attack. Anything kicking in your brain? Look at other movies that explain the technology we have now that we didn't have before. Those movies that explain what could happen in the future, what can be brought as technology in the future. Think it in your heads. Why do some of these movies explain World War One, World War Two, and no World War Three, but Trump is gonna start a World War Three? See, World War One movies, that's history. That is knowledge. That is to show us the mistakes we have made in the past and history, all that sort of shit. And now Trump is gonna start it again. And you never know, maybe Independence Day will happen. A war between space. You never know. And every technology we have, like video games, TV, you know, everything is starting to go up in price, but certain people don't think that way. Because why? Some of these people are rich. They're not aware. The billionaires, they're not aware that they're actually losing money, not gaining. And if they gain, it's because they're stealing from people who worked hard for their money. They steal a small portion from each people around the world in the state to hide the fact that they're stealing. They don't want technology to detect their fraudulent activity. But yeah, I'm done with this stream. I'm going to try to make streams later and just play a game, enjoy a game until the very last moment, because you never know when everything is going to get shut down, baby. You don't know. I don't even know. Can we read people's minds? No, we can read their expressions. That's the only damn thing we can see is their expression and see how they feel and feel what they feel. When I saw news clips, Africans, young Africans, and then Palestinians, when you see how hungry they are, and then one chef brings them a pot of food to serve them, you see how happy they are. They feel blessed. And then what happens? Jews, leader, Netanyahu, sending soldiers to them, killing them. And you see their bodies. You even see young African children, African girls, young African girls are forced to give children, birth. What the fuck has this world came to? Trump, you're sick in the head. Get in your skull that you know you're sick in the head. You try to make it look like people who watch young female anime characters. Oh, that's why they start becoming sex predators. Shut the hell up. Anime is just a cultural thing. It's not real life, okay? People who try to take anime as a reality because it's fantasy, okay? People like Trump want to change his world into his own image. He tries to make it look like, let's say, for example, if he saw an anime girl with big boobs or small boobs, in reality, the girl with small boobs and big boobs, what does that become? He turns that into what anime is. He's trying to imitate something that is in a magazine or in a book or any freaking dirty attitude. Kick his ass out. Vote him out. God damn it, he's a sick asshole. All right, I'm done. I hope people stay safe out there. Look out for yourselves because we might be screwed. People like us might be screwed. No matter if it's white voters, Spanish voters, Black American voters, it don't matter. Watch out for your backs because this guy is going to send people towards us. He's already starting. This is his big plan. He's taking it like a game. But I'll make another stream later on. It won't be about politics. If anybody wants me to mention politics in the next stream, just let me know. But I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.